Yeah, man, if you're passionate about something, just do it. Put the work in and do it. You'll thank yourself later. Don't care about what people say. If they agree with you, if you believe in it, go for it.
And you're listening to Third Coast Podcast. This is episode 260, and I am joined with Keez, the comedian from Lake Charles, Louisiana.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Glad to be here, my man. Glad to be here. The last stop on my long weekend tour of comedy.
Could you give us a little insight about your weekend? And
yeah, man. Shouts out to Lafayette, Club 337, Lafayette Comedy. We did they did the Lafayette Comedy Festival this weekend, and it's been so far 7, 8 shows they've done out there. 2 Tuesday, 3 or 4 yesterday, 3 or 4 today. We even did one this morning at 10 o'clock in the morning, which is crazy. It's the earliest I've ever seen comedy in my life. Yeah, man, I've been out there doing the Lafayette Comedy Festival, which was an amazing success. Had some amazing comics on there. Timmy No Breaks, David Jolly, Karen Feehan, Tom Thakar, Shane Gillis. Shane Torres is going to be out there tonight.
Wow. Them are some big name comedians you just said right there. Did you get to meet them and stuff like that?
Yeah, man. All amazing people. Amazing people. Shouts out to David Jolly. He was my favorite. We hung out, had a good time together. He was a good dude.
How was Mr. No Breaks? He's
oh man, there were no brakes on that vehicle. I promise you that. He was 100% gas. It was an amazing show. He probably brought about 200-300 people out there. About 230 because I counted the chairs. It's about 230 people there, plus people standing around. It was, he did a great job. Great job.
So I know his style of comedy is pretty, not for the faint of heart. Is he like that off stage too?
No, not at all. He's not don't even have the accent. He's just a real cool guy. He was real cool. Was real nice to the fans. Everybody was taking pictures with him. He was real cool with all the fans. He hung out with us. And yeah, he was a pretty sweet guy.
And that's, so how many sets did you do down there?
I just did one set on Best of the Fest, Thursday. One of the opening shows for the festival. And then I did a few podcasts out there. And then I just enjoyed myself, the night I wasn't on. I would have done something tonight, but I have my own show in Lake Charles that I had to get back to. So just didn't line up. Happens,
So your show in Lake Charles, could you elaborate on that? What's that all about?
So we're doing, this is a show my buddy Jacob Guidry, shouts out Lake Charles Comedy. Follow us on all social media. It's called Winging It. So you ever seen like Hot Ones?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, we find out about the topics of jokes today. We found out this morning. We have until the night to write a joke about each topic. We get on stage, we tell the joke. If the crowd likes it, there's like wings and they get progressively spicier as the jokes go on. If the crowd likes it, you can give the wing to another comic. If the crowd doesn't like it, you have to eat the wing and you continue to tell the jokes. And, as we tell the jokes, the wings get spicier and ungodly, especially the last one. And you just got to tell jokes while your mouth is on fucking fire,
So who makes the wings? Is it?
OB's makes the wings.
All right. That's the spot down there in Lake Charles?
Yep. Old Bastards. They make the wings. Shout out to them. That's what we do our Monday open mic as well.
is Balls Chicken in Lake Charles?
Yes, it is.
I heard about that recently.
And it is back open. Okay. That is some delicious chicken. Get that balls in your mouth. It is delicious.
You know what I should have done before we started? I should have checked the sound pad, because now if the listeners can see, we upgraded from a P4 to a P8, and I did not check the sound pads, but got some pretty new buttons on here. Hey, that shit's loud. How do you even turn? I don't even know how you can turn that down.
Sound like NPR radio.
Hold up.
Oh man.
Oh well. Know what two of the buttons are now for sure. But Keez, thank you so much for joining our show. Third Coast Podcast, the best podcast in Louisiana, in the boot, number 9, ranked still to this day.
Nice.
And this is a special treat for y'all listeners, through y'all's continued support and our ability to not stop and keep grinding. This is our 300th recording collectively between interviews and episodes, and it's a big milestone for us, and we just want to keep pushing and keep getting better. But 300 recordings from a small town podcast, and we've hosted got to be over 100 different guests.
Man.
All types of music, MMA fighters, comedians, artists, entrepreneurs, you name it.
Nice.
Just if you have a story and you want an outlet to tell your story, you're always welcome to come on the show. Just hit us up at Third Coast Podcast Productions at gmail.com, or you can go on our website, www.thirdcoastpodcast.com. Shoot us a message. We'll get back with you, and we want you on the show. But I got some bad handwriting right here, but I got a couple things. How did Keez TheKomic come to life? How did that identity in the comedy scene come to life for you?
Man, so I, always wanted, growing up, I probably saw Eddie Murphy Raw at too young of an age. But I've always idolized comedy, man. I used to talk about it. I'd make people laugh, but it never dawned on me for a while to just actually go and do stand-up comedy. And man, I probably I was 22. I'd been thinking about it for a while. I even started writing jokes down. And, my buddy, I think y'all may know him. He may have even been a guest, DJ Secret Stash, Colton Shake Snyder.
Oh, no, we haven't had him on yet, but I know who you're talking about.
Yes, my good buddy since high school.
He works with the Quadraholics, right?
Yes.
I'm tracking.
That's my good buddy since high school. This was before he was DJing, before I was doing comedy. He'd come over, we'd smoke. And he'd read my joke books. He'd be like, Keez, these are funny, man. You need to come and tell some jokes. There's this open mic night at this little bar that used to be around in Lake Charles. It's like, man, come check it out. Come try it one day. I get there. I didn't think I was going to get on stage. And then, I did. And I never looked back. That was it. I just kept going. I started integrating myself into the entertainment scene. Working at venues, doing security, working the door and stuff. And then, meeting people, and they start to give me my own time. And then, just kind of started taking off from there.
Working the door.
Yeah.
The ground level.
The ground level. I'm not even a real employee. That's no W-9.
So did you ever have any crazy experience with working the door? You ever had to throw somebody out?
No, because I wasn't necessarily security. I just was taking money. So, if somebody made a problem, I was like, y'all get them out of here.
That's dope. And so how did you meet Chris? True.
Oh, actually, my first time meeting Chris was last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, because the way I was, I guess, looking at it is that you and Chris knew each other for a while.
No. I actually, Charlie and them, they had hit me up. They was like, Keez, you want to do comedy at the festival? I'm like, of course. Love being at the Void. And, they were like, well, we're using a guy out of New Orleans, Chris True, introduce yourself, blase, and get put on the show. And that's how I met him. I never seen him before I showed up here. I got here, real, nice guy. Got here, showed up, met him, and we had a good time. He even, booked me in New Orleans.
Oh, so you recently you've been down there?
Oh, it was about a year ago.
Oh.
It was not too long after the Void. Probably beginning of this year, so a little under a year.
We did we did a podcast down for Hell Yes Fest. I think it was episode, I might be lying, it's 216 or 215. But we did a live podcast down there on the Hell Yes stage.
Hell yeah.
And had 6 different comedians on the show during that.
Nice. I bet that was wild.
I don't think we sold many tickets because didn't get nothing afterwards. But we did have a small audience out there, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
With dealing like in comedy, when you like have a show and you have a small crowd, how do you deal with that? Like,
I just tell my jokes. That's how I started. You know, when you first doing comedy, it's not, you know, you're not doing a show in front of 50 people who all came here to see comedy. You're at a little shitty bar. There are 3 people at the bar. They really don't want to hear what you got to say. They're just here to drink in peace. And that's just where you do open mics. And so you just learn to grab people's attention. It took years. There was years those same 3 people sat at that bar and didn't pay me no mind. But eventually they turn around and listen, and that's when you get them, you know?
So in your comedy, where do you think you stand? Do you have like a preset, like I'm going to tell A joke, B joke, C joke, D joke, or do you lean more into like the improv side, like read the room, see how stuff goes?
It's a little bit of both. I have a list. You know, I kind of like, I have just a straight up list of just like all my jokes, you know, just whatever I call them, the title of each of my joke. And I kind of play it by ear. You know, I get up there, I see how the crowd's feeling. Cause, you know, sometimes they don't want to hear about eating booty holes. You know, sometimes they'd rather hear about, you know, superheroes or something, you know? So like, you kind of got to gauge that crowd and, you know, make sure you ain't telling the jokes to the wrong people. But,
so how do you segue from that? Say if you, i.e. say a booty hole joke and you see it don't go over well, like you just
move on.
Just move on. Just like click. On. It's just instant.
Yep. You just like, all right, okay. Y'all didn't like that one. All right. So, I did, you know, you just move on. It's the best way. So don't drag it out, you know?
So how many years have you been to the Void?
3.
3?
3.
The last 3 years?
The last 3 years. 4, I want to say. Maybe 4. Yeah, 4. I'd always wanted to come, but it just kind of, you know, it was like scheduling things, you know, like I'm booked I'm booked that Friday or that Saturday. And so I couldn't come down. And so one day, I think it was either Charlie or Will. They were like, Keez, why you don't come to the Void? Man, I'm always booked. Well, let's book you now for the Void. And that way you can come. And I was like, that works. And then it's been like that since.
And if y'all are interested in joining in on the fun,
yes.
Go to www.fetthevoid.com and buy your tickets now that are on sale. Yes. The first weekend of October, the best music festival in Central Louisiana.
Yes.
And make sure to come through on the first weekend of December for the Krampus Gumbo Cook-Off.
Yes.
Which we have a lot of great things in the work for that too.
Nice.
I always like to keep people on touch with both things coming up down here in Oakdale.
Yeah.
So how did you meet Chuck and Will? How did that transpire in your life?
Man, how did I meet those guys? I want to say it was, you know, just kind of one of those, you know, working in the industry together kind of things. You know, either I'm doing a show somewhere, they were doing a show somewhere. We have a mutual friend in the business and they're like, hey man, you got to meet these guys. They do this. Hey, you got to meet this guy. They do that. And, I think it just kind of, you know, kept seeing each other. And then, you know, kind of it's like, hey man, well, you know, you do this, I do that. And then it just kind of, you know, became a friendship, you know, you know, like just naturally. Like, well, you're pretty cool. And also I think one of the biggest is Linda. I think,
oh yeah, Miss Linda. Yeah.
Linda, I love you, Linda. If you listen, baby, you know, I love you, girl. That's my white grandmama right there. Yeah, it was probably Linda who introduced us, cause she comes to both of our stuff. So I want to say it was her.
Man, it's a small world.
That is the truth. Louisiana's even smaller.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So what's your favorite part, before you came to the Void? Have you ever been to Oakdale before?
No, not at all.
Did you find anything you fell in love with in this small town outside of the Void?
I mean, honestly, I haven't done anything outside.
Well, there ain't much to do.
I mean, the Popeyes, they're good to me every void. I go there every single void. I go get me some Popeyes in the morning. So that's the other place I've been to in Oakdale, right up the street.
What's your favorite thing from Popeyes?
Just the chicken, man. Just straight up chicken.
Spicy or mild?
Spicy.
Okay.
Course. Don't play.
Okay.
What are you doing? I don't even know why mild's an option. What are they doing? Right.
Let me get back into these. I got another one for you.
All right. Let's hear it.
Picking the brain of a comedian.
It's a crazy place.
Growing up in Lake Charles, what inspired you specifically to do comedy? And is the comedy scene in Lake Charles big?
It is definitely a growing scene at the moment. We are getting a lot of national touring comics. We're doing a lot of really good shows with a lot of really good turnout. And so it is definitely a growing scene. Wasn't like that when I started. Not at all. When me and the guys that I started with we practically made the scene. We made the open mics and, we gave the opportunity for comedy to happen because it really wasn't happening in Lake Charles like that. As far as like local inspirations in Lake Charles, I don't really have any. I kind of just wanted to do comedy. I always did. And, one day the bug bit me. And after that, I just, never looked back.
With comedy itself, here we go. Thank Joe. What is one of the worst things that you hate about comedy? Like, if there's like one thing, it's like, man, this just gets on my fucking nerves. I mean, is there anything like that?
Don't get it wrong. I love comedy. I love it. I could never stop. But no, there's a bunch of things. I mean, especially when you get to a certain level where you're starting to put on shows, it's just, people, let me tell you a joke or just people who've never really done comedy or maybe did one open mic and they're like, I need to headline for your show. You need to really let me headline for your show, man. I'm like, bro, you've never done comedy. I heard your 5 minutes at the open mic and it was new. You give it some time. I think one of the biggest things that gets me is that a lot of people think you can just do it. You could just, I'm funny. I make all my friends laugh. So I can easily get on stage and tell jokes. And it's not like that. It's like making your friends laugh, but they don't get to talk. It's just you. You're the only one talking and you just hope they laugh. They don't get to add anything extra. It's just you. It's like a monologue, and, I'm not saying you can't, but it does take skill and hard work. And I feel like a lot of people don't think that it does.
After Void last year, when y'all did the open mic here, mm-hmm. I came up and tried to do the open mic.
How was it?
It was scary as a motherfucker. I got up there and I felt like I was lost. I had a couple beers in me. I was all hyped. Yeah, I was like, they're like, is anybody out here want to try an open mic? And I ran up there and I had that Bobby Boucher jersey on. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yes, I do. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I just got back to the Void. I had to run back to Lake Charles and do a show during the day. And then I came back and I just made it back in time for that. And I'm glad I did. I do remember that. I was also fucked up. So.
Oh, I mean, that's understandable yes. in the circumstances.
Yes.
But then afterwards, Chris, invited me to do his classes that he teaches.
Oh, nice.
Improv classes.
Cool.
And, I've done a couple of those and that is intense.
Improv is a different kind of beast.
And like, he won't let you like pass or anything. Even if you stand there for 3 minutes and don't say nothing, cause his class is like, Zoom classes. So it's like him and then like 6 or 7 other comedians / people trying, improv. Mm-hmm. And then I was in there with them and like I hit a spot where I just got quiet and I couldn't, like my brain wouldn't work. And Chris said, no one else is going until you go. He said, you can sit there, waste everybody's time, or you can, let's go.
You can pop something out.
And I think a lot of it's helping with the podcast too. Like I tell them, when we talk, improv just helps. Yep. Like it helps you in person, work, relationship, just anything. It just helps your mind keep going, I guess.
True. That is true. That is the truth. always wanted to try my hand at improv, but that's tough work, man. That is hard. It's real hard. I'm more of a writer. You know, I'm most, you know, I think about it before I say it. Improv, you just got to drop it.
Yeah, you got to be like pow, pow,
Bam.
pow.
Yes, and.
So with comedians out now versus old school comedians, what genre would you say that you prefer the best in comedy?
I don't know, man. It's
because like one of my favorite comedians of all time, R.I.P., is Bernie Mac.
Yes.
I love Bernie Mac.
Love the Mac Man. One of my favorite. Okay. And I love the greats. I mean, and all comedy is also different now. You know, it's not the same as when Eddie Murphy and Bernie Mac and Martin Lawrence was, you know, telling jokes. I mean, because it has to evolve. Because if it doesn't, it's just going to be a bunch of people saying the same thing.
Yes.
And so I think now comedy, I think it has gotten funnier. You know, I think it's evolved to a place where jokes have the potential to be a lot more funnier and deeper at the same time, you know, as not to put anything past the greats and the guys that used to do it, but to me anyways, I feel like back then the jokes were a lot simpler. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple. It was a simpler time as well, though. You know, there was no internet. You know, if you want to look something up, you have to go find an encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's, you know, but that goes with the times. Things are going to change just like they do. And I feel like comedy now is probably the best it's ever been.
And with times changing, I can feel that because like just what's going on in the world is different than it was 10, 15, 20
Exactly.
years ago
Yeah.
too. And with the technology thing, here's another thing. I know comedians, when you're doing your set, sometimes comedians don't want to be recorded during their set because they want you to come back and stuff like that. How do you personally deal with having to put out social media and shorts and stuff versus...
I tend to stray away from the shorts. You won't really find a lot of my act online. And it's just for the simple fact that, like you said, you know, like once I put that act online, you don't have to come see me now.
Yeah.
You know, like you've seen it. You're at home. You've seen it in the comfort of your home. You're laughing at home. You don't have to come see me now. You know, and so I feel that, especially with stuff like that, if I put a reel or a joke or something online, it's a joke I don't really tell anymore. It's an old joke. And even though I've been doing comedy for a while, I am nowhere in my career yet where I can afford to retire a joke. All right. I need all of them right now. You know,
Yeah, especially all the really good ones. Huh?
exactly. Especially those. Like I can't give none of that up right now. Okay. I still need it. All right. But yeah, hopefully I'll get to the point where I can do that. I can retire jokes and move on. But right now I got to keep it.
And by the way, I like your shirt too. Is that from the Goofy movie?
Yes, it is. My boy, Powerline, Tevin Campbell.
That's an awesome ass shirt.
I love it. I always say it's the first black Disney movie. You can't tell me they're not black. There's Tevin Campbell in the movie. Come on.
I think the Bigfoot scene will live in my memory forever.
Oh, what? Yes. Yes. Bigfoot was black too.
See, I wish I knew where the laughter button is. Oh, here we go, world.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, we're working our way down. We got 3 more left. Sound pad. One of them's got to be the laughter eventually.
You had the drum field a little.
Yeah, I think it was this one.
Yeah.
So what's cool about this P8 board? You got 9 sound panels, but there's a way where you can go in during the show and assign 3 different folders on these buttons, so you can have 27 sounds
Jeez,
at
Louise.
one time through this board, apparently,
Yeah.
allegedly. So
Allegedly.
we shall see eventually. And if you want to support our GoFundMe page, no, I'm playing. So Key, already at, so you host panoramic karaoke and music bingo. What is that about?
So I don't host the music bingo anymore. Music bingo is just regular bingo, but with music instead of numbers. I host me and the various musicians.
See,
of Lake
internet lying
Charles.
to me again.
Mm-hmm. I do host karaoke. I host live band karaoke every Sunday
Ooh, what's that about?
at Panorama. It's the Pajama Jam. Me and the band, we get up there, and we allow people to sing songs with us. We have like a list. We will normally start it off, and then, somebody wants to come up and sing. Now, something popular. We always tell people stick it to the top 40s because, I don't know the weird stuff you listen to on Spotify. I don't know if that's my weird. So we don't know if we know that. But yeah, I mean, normally it's always packed, every Sunday night at Panorama Music House, downtown Lake Charles, Louisiana, from 8 to 11. It will be one of the best nights of music you ever seen in your life. There's so many talented people out there in Lake Charles that you have no idea they're so talented because, they don't have the opportunity, or maybe didn't make it yet or didn't know they wanted to be on stage. And Sunday night is the time for those people to shine. And when I say they go out there and shine, dude, there are some talented musicians, singers, guitarists, drummers, all kind of people come out to play and get on stage. It's an opportunity for people that don't normally get the chance to be on stage with the lights and the band and, the production, all the good stuff. They get to experience that, and people love it, dude. It's a fun night.
So, do you sing or play an instrument?
I sing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No?
Not after this long week of comedy.
I wasn't about to ask you to put no bars up.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I thought you was about to ask me to sing them out.
Key the spotlight in the corner.
Look, I don't know where
we got Keez on the mic. He's about to serenade your ears.
Okay, here you go. I've been, I've dabbled in music a little bit. I picked it up after COVID, during COVID. Me and a lot of entertainers in Lake Charles, we're just trying to figure out ways to make money, cause, we're all off. We don't get unemployment from gigs. We're just broke. All we got is the stimulus check. So we're just trying to figure out ways to make money. And I started, my musician buddies at the time. I mean, they're still my friends now. The Good Samaritans, when they were living in Lake Charles, we were hanging out jamming, we're doing like a live stream to jam with the people. And they were like, Keez, man, you should sing more. Like you're doing a pretty good job. I'm not the best. Don't get it wrong. I'm not the best singer by far. There's people that get on stage on Sunday nights and sing way better than me. Now, I have stage presence leaking out my butt. All right. And that takes you very far. All right. And yeah, I do, shows. I got one coming up Friday at Library Ride in Lake Charles. Keys in the Inwards. I'm playing Lake Charles, yeah. I do, I just cover stuff, though. I don't write anything.
So, what type of songs do you cover?
Man, when I say everything, I mean everything. From Rage Against the Machine to the Commodores to Jonas Brothers to
the Jonas Brothers?
Bro, we get...
That's from the Commodores to the Jonas Brothers.
To Bill Withers to Rick James to Michael Jackson to... the Doobie Brothers to Incubus. We try to play a little bit of everything,
Oh, so you're more on the higher pitch side of the voice then. No high notes?
I mean, I get like a mid C, it ain't too high. I can fake it. All right. Let's put it like that. But also like when I do play music, I play with my friends, like, musicians I've been playing with for years. So we got the chemistry kind of locked in. So like when especially my guitarists, like the ones I use, like, when I can't do something, they can sing and do that part. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So we kind of, it's very, symbiotic relationship. It really is. I couldn't do it without that band. Shouts out to my boys. Y'all know who you is. Couldn't do it without y'all.
And how long have, you been doing that for, the music?
Since COVID. So about 5-6 years now, I want to say.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is every time that we have an entertainer on the show in some form or fashion, there's always some COVID fucking story out there.
Man,
it's like
you have to figure it out.
It's going to go down in history on about how the impact of that year was to humanity in itself, and then it still trickles its way out every now and again.
They're gonna make movies like the Titanic about COVID. Okay, it's gonna be. Because it was insane. Especially like you think about it, because like at first you're like, okay, this is weird, but they say we're just gonna have to stay at home for 2 weeks, and then they're like, maybe another 2 weeks, and you're like, okay, a month ain't bad. And then it's like 3 months. You're like, so what's up, y'all? Are we good? And they're like, it's not looking very good. You might have to stay home for 2 years. You know?
Destroyed small businesses.
Man.
Especially after, I got a question. How did it feel when did you see them blow up the Capital One building? Or
I was right there.
How was that?
That was cool.
It was?
It was cool, man. I mean, no offense. Even when it was before the hurricane and it was a functioning building, it wasn't like there was a lot in there. You know, like there was a couple of businesses, but it was a lot of empty, just room in that thing. You know, it's an old building and, it deserved to go. That's how I feel about it. And it was really cool to watch it blow up.
Yeah, I seen the videos of it, and I was just like, man, that's intense right there.
I was as close as they let me, and it just.
I was like, that looks oddly familiar to something else, but I'm not going to say nothing else. Listen, if you know,
I know it's coming up real soon. Exactly.
So, Keez, give me and the listeners some Lake Charles venues. All the different venues down there, because I travel to Lake Charles every now and again, but I don't necessarily know all the venues that is out there.
Okay. Well, every Monday you come to OB's at 8:00 because we're doing open mic over there. It's a great place. They're not as much of a venue. I think we're the only people that do shows there. They do DJ stuff mostly, but we do comedy there. Library Riot on Ryan Street, amazing venue, amazing people, amazing staff, amazing place. Highly recommend.
Is it, I'm sorry to interrupt, is it a library or why is it
it's
called?
A bar.
It's a bar. It's just called Library
It's called
Riot?
Library Riot, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
No,
I was just curious.
I thought the same thing when I first heard of it. I was like, are there books? And there are books, but they're just for decoration. I found out the hard way. There's Panorama Music House downtown, amazing venue. Always something going on there from Wednesday to Sunday. It is going to be something, live music, karaoke, whatever you may have it. Always going to be something going on there. There's Luna Bar and Grill downtown. Every once in a while they do shows in their alleyway, which is a really cool venue. It's like a little alleyway facing the street. They got the stage back there. Really nice. I know I'm missing some. But I can't think of, those are mostly the venues I work at.
Oh, well, that's all that matters.
How could I forget Crying Eagle Brewing, down there at Crying Eagle. Crying Eagle is fantastic. They make all their own beer there. I've been working there for years. I've been their MC. There is always something going on at Crying Eagle. They do the summer concert series, family fun days, benefits. There's always something fun going on throughout the month at Crying Eagle. Tap takeovers, all kind of stuff. So definitely check out Crying Eagle as well.
All right. Give me 1 second, listeners. I'm going to check the camera. Where's that button at?
Jazzy.
Okay. It's just,
make sure you ain't run out of storage.
make sure it didn't cut off.
Oh, yeah.
It has cut off before on me recording shows.
That sucks.
And when that happened, you lose all the video and you lose all the ump to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now my shirt's all tight. As you can see, listeners, I'm trying these large shirts because my other shirt I wore on the last show, was really baggy. Now I feel this one's tight, exposing me. So there y'all go. The camera makes you 10 pounds heavier.
That is the truth.
Okay. We are rolling, man, 33 minutes already in.
Dang.
Look, I knocked down the shirt and everything trying to hide this. Make sure to check out Third Coast Podcast on 5000ws.thirdcoastpodcast.com on all major streaming platforms, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Cashbox, XM, anywhere podcasts are, we are available. And if you have an Apple phone for some unknown reason, if you have an Apple product, go to Apple Podcast and leave us a 5-star review, please, because for some unknown reason in the podcast world, they take Apple reviews over any other.
Okay.
So
good to know.
If you are an Apple user and overpay for a cell phone, please leave 5 stars.
Truths. Oh.
I got one button remembered now. Okay. Question, Keys. With comedy, there's always going to be somebody in the crowd or possibly try to heckle you. How do you personally deal with hecklers at your shows?
Well, it used to be, I would, if you heckled, I would devote my time to you. You obviously want attention. And so we can talk about you. We can talk about you all day. You're not going to like it, but we can talk about you. But normally, I mean, most shows we preface, please don't be loud. Don't talk while the comics are talking. Please don't heckle the comics. If we don't speak to you, we don't want you to speak to us. And for the most part, that works at the beginning of the shows. But, there's always going to be someone that's drunk and loud or just some people aren't even, some people come to comedy shows and they just want to talk to you. They feel like, they're watching your jokes, they're watching your show and they feel like they're talking to you. So like they want to answer you back and sometimes you just got to remind them, hey, this is a solo conversation. It's a listening time. It's time to listen. We can talk later. And sometimes you just got to embarrass the fuck out of them and make the crowd go, hey, y'all, be quiet, cause ultimately you ruin the show for everyone else. They're trying to listen to the joke and you're talking. And so it ruins everyone else's show. And so, there's a lot of different ways to do it, to skin a cat, but eventually you got to skin the cat. And, yeah, man, every heckler is different. You just kind of got to find the right approach.
Have you ever, had a heckler that left a long lasting memory in your head?
Nah.
Nothing too intense?
Nah.
Like, I'll come up on that stage right now.
I've had people try that, but I ruthlessly make fun of them. And it's real hard to be that, that bold when the entire room is laughing at you. The whole room. Like, I'll come up there and beat your ass and I'll be like, gay. And then and the whole room is laughing at you. Like, well, now if I go up there, it's gay. So, it's just gotta roll with the punches, man. Some people don't need to be at comedy shows though. Most of the time, those are the people you never get to come back, and you don't want them to come back either. Like, stay home.
So outside of Lake Charles, what other venues have you performed at recently?
Well, we did Club 337 this weekend at, in Lafayette. I've done places in Houston. I've done furthest north I've been. I did comedy for a music festival in Branson, Missouri. In like a natural amphitheater. That was really cool. There were Amish people there.
Ooh, the Amish.
Yeah, they were just riding around in their carts, man. Blocking up traffic.
Oh, so that's a real fucking thing.
Yeah. They were just
I thought that was always like a joke that they block traffic, but I guess it's true.
They don't try to hurry the horses up or nothing. They just and they speak their own language. It's like a Dutch German derivative. That's wild. I've done all up and down Houston, Lake Charles, New Orleans, Lafayette, in and out between of there.
Yeah.
Atlanta. I've done a few things in Atlanta. I'm going to be out in Florida in a few months. Let's see, am I missing anywhere? In Austin. I've done some stuff in Austin. Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to go and put your name in the bucket?
You damn right.
At the mothership?
I sure do. I don't know. I mean, I do. Of course I do. But Kill Tony's hard for a real comic. It's great for people that, never done comedy before or just trying to get up there and just say something funny. As a real comic, I had jokes that were a minute long and I worked for years to make them 10 minutes long. I made them better so they could last longer. And it's hard to dumb it back down. Cause you only get a minute. That's it. You get a straight minute. And I don't know if none of my jokes will hit the punchline in a minute,
Yeah. It has to have build up. I've noticed that a lot of the comedians that go on the show, it's I don't know. It's not as
great. He's not great for us. That's why you don't, a lot of the famous comics that go on that show, they go sit in the panel.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I'm not going to get up there and try to do a minute of comedy. That's insane. It's so I can't even get going. I'm still talking to the crowd, and so that's tough. I'm still going to try it. If it goes well, you hope you all see it on the internet. If it doesn't, don't look at it.
Well, at least the podcast is going good for sure right
Nice.
now.
Yes. Y'all can look at this one.
One thing I bring up about Kill Tony is what I learned that he started doing that the podcast / comedian show thing 12 years, but he did it every day on Monday, and he's not missed any days in 12 years.
Yep.
And he recently took Joe Rogan's spot as #1 podcast for a little while and dropped back down to 2.
I'm not surprised.
But it's what I take out of all that is that the consistency, you have to start somewhere and being
You have
consistent.
to stay consistent. That is the truth. You can't start nothing. Don't expect to be on ABC in a year. You know what I'm saying? You got to put in work. A lot of the famous podcasts that's out there, aside from like Joe Rogan, but he was Joe Rogan when he started it, you know?
Yeah.
But like the Shits and Gigs guys and like a lot of those really famous podcasts, like, you heard about them a year ago. That was like episode 400 or 500 when people started watching them, because it takes time and consistency and you gotta hone it, you're not gonna just get out. I mean, sometimes you do. Everybody's story is different, but 9 times out of 10, you're not just gonna get out there and nail it the first. You gotta mess up, you gotta iron them kinks out.
Ooh, we've done a lot of that on the show through the years.
Man, I bet.
That's one of the hardest things. Once you finally get something down, it's something else that comes into play. And then it's like, we got, you can see over there, Keys, and the listeners probably remember and have seen recently the mic boom arms. And we had to switch because you got to mount them hoes to a table. But when you mount them to the table, any little touch, it's kind of like these, any little touch.
You hear it.
You can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was amplified way worse with that. And then like the video side, audio side, the heat, the elements, it's just so much. And then you having to work on yourself to be able to talk to, different people and try to sound intelligent and stuff like that. So I can feel that it's a passion of love.
It really is. You have to love it, dude. You have to love it. They say that if you love your job, you don't work a day in your life. No, if you love your job, you work really hard at it. It's the truth.
You gotta, the effort that you put out onto whatever project that you're working on, you will receive it back. You just gotta be patient with it.
Exactly.
All right. Let me see if I got any more. Oh, don't look at this, listeners.
I can't read anyways.
I think I pretty much touched on all the notes that I had for you. Do you have anything for me, Mr. Keys? Anything you want to ask me? I've been trying to introduce that. You have any curiosities about myself or
What made you want to start a podcast?
Actually, I didn't start this podcast. The podcast started with Terrence and Kobai, my co-host still to this day.
Okay.
And they started it. They did a few episodes, and back in the day, we wanted to do something out of the norm. And Terrence's off days was Tuesday and Wednesday, random ass days in the week.
Right.
And he came up with the idea, hey, let's do a podcast together. And it was going to be sports and music. This is what Third Coast started as, like a music review / small dive into sports. And through the years, for the first, when Terrence and Kobai, they did the first few episodes. Then they brought me on because I knew a lot about sports. I'm a big Saints fan, anything with sports.
Yeah.
And then the show just slowly evolved from us just drinking beer, hanging out on shitty USB mics to let's do this. Let's start interviewing people. Chuck's like, hey, why don't y'all come to the Void and try to do the podcast? And that was really our first Void, was the big kick. Like, hey, we need to start getting, instead of us three just sitting around getting drunk, let's get people on the show. Let's be relevant. And then through the years, the podcast has been alive for a little over 5 years, audio-wise, 2 years on YouTube, but slowly just transform and changes throughout the years. And Terrence had stepped away. We had brought Cleve in, one of our good buddies. He stayed on the show for about a year, then he had to step away. And then Kobai's in and out of the show for the last 2 years because he works offshore. Yeah. And he's been gone for 3 months, but I keep going and I don't stop.
Hey, man, that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
When everybody steps away and it's left, I don't want it to die, so I just keep pushing and asking and networking and try to get better every day with every episode.
you're doing a great job. I think so. This is nice. This was a nice podcast. This is nice.
Yeah, it's almost over already. Does it feel like it's been 45 minutes?
Not at all. That's how these always go, though. You're like, oh man, how long is this going to take? And you're like, man, it's been like 10 minutes. You know, been here for an hour. You know, like that's how it normally goes.
And I appreciate you making the drive from Lake Charles. How was that drive? Was it all right?
Well, I actually made the drive from Lafayette.
Oh, Lafayette.
Yeah,
my bad.
It was.
You said that a while ago.
It was pretty good. About to head on back to Lake Charles pretty soon now.
Oh, you just bouncing all around.
Yep, man. I'm finishing after tonight. I get the rest of the day. And then Sunday I get, I got to do Pajama Jam, and I get to be off Monday and Tuesday. So,
all right.
Get to enjoy those days off from gigs. So those are going to be my resting days. Is work this weekend.
So if someone would, like to follow you on social media, do you have your handles?
You can find me on all social media as Keez TheKomic. That's KeezTheKomic. Keez TheKomic. Don't put the K at the end of the comic, because then that makes it 3 Ks, and that's not the look I'm looking for. All right, so we're just gonna keep the 2 Ks. All right.
All right. And at the end of the show, we always do words of wisdom. Mr. Keez, do you have any words of wisdom for the listeners out there?
Yeah, man. If you're passionate about something, just do it. Put the work in and do it. You'll thank yourself later. Don't care about what people say. If they agree with you, if you believe in it, go for it.
It's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and joining Third Coast Podcast.
So glad to be here.
And I guess it's the end, listeners. Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 260. We have 2 more shows coming up. Tomorrow, I will be sitting down with Mr. Aaron from Trainwreck Method, the lead singer. And then Monday evening, I will be going to, I will butcher the name of her new tea store. I think it's it's something. Anyway, I'm interviewing entrepreneur Brittany Lacombe. And yes, listeners, an actual lady on the show. I know it surprised me too. She agreed. So, we'll be actually on location in her business to record that show. So I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully that opens a window to get some of these business owners going into their spot and having that background and having a little, because running a small town business has got to be stressful.
Got to be
especially
hard.
In Louisiana's economy.
What? I couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Mr. Keez, thank you so much, bro.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed myself.
And I'm Joe. What it do, Gators? And we out.